how can I reset my brain?
So firstly, we need to stop. It's not about being busy. It's about being productive. Because I tell you, we can easily be busy and not get anything done. I actually wrote an article titled, "Is Busy the Next Stupid?" Because unfortunately, we inflate our egos and we feel good when we're busy because it feels like artificially that we're getting things done. Yet we get to the end of the day, and what actually have we achieved? And that then can be quite deflating. So it's like, well, actually, I thought it was really busy. I've been running around with my head chopped off like a headless chalk, and I've got to the end of the day and I've still got all these tasks that haven't been ticked off. So what's happened? We get caught in this cycle of being busy. So looking forward and looking to what is it that I can actually do. So here are some examples and some tips and hacks that I can give you. And I use these myself, and some of them took me a little while to learn or actually put in practice because, practice what you preach. Yeah, right. You tell everybody else to do it, but then you don't do it yourself. And a lot of the times with executives, when I'm in that leadership psychology space, it's easy for them to say to me, I'm really busy, I haven't got time to do this, this, and this. What do I do? Firstly, please take off the sounds and the badges off your email. So when you hear a bling, you don't naturally stop everything that you're doing, like the world's coming to an end, and go to your Outlook or your Mac Mail or whatever and have a look and go, oh my gosh, I need to now check my email. Same thing happens with the little red badges, the numbers that come up, and you look at it and go, oh my gosh, and you can see them coming up and going, adding on and on and on and on, and you're just having a amygdala hijack, as you mentioned, with the brain hijack. Again, turn them off. Because what happens? This is a very interesting statistic. When we switch gears from doing something, so if we were focused and in the groove of actually completing a task, and then we get the bling and we change gears, it actually takes 9 minutes for our brain to switch back to the intensity and the focus that we were at. If you're doing that multiple times a day, you don't need to be a mathematician to work out that you have wasted a lot of time. There's a book called Smart Work, and I can actually send you the link if you want to put it in the podcast note for people to have a look. And it's around email management and sort of time management in that space. I get a lot of my execs to read it and implement a lot of these. So that's the first thing. The other thing is what we call MITs, most important tasks. Now, regardless of whether you are a morning person or a night person, so people go, oh, I'm a morning person. No, I'm a night person. Our brain cognitively is fresher after we wake up. So put the night thing away, put the morning thing away. That purely depends on your ecosystem, your own expectations, and the switching of your gears. So it is scientifically proven that we are fresher in the morning, and we can be a lot more neuroplastic and open and creative in the morning. So the first thing is to schedule your MITs, your most important tasks, in the morning. The other thing that I recommend is color coding your tasks. The things that you really enjoy doing, it can be either way actually, what you really enjoy doing, or the tasks that are the most important, color them in your favorite color. If you haven't heard about it, you've probably heard me talk about color psychology and the stimulation of a couple of different hormones called dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, the endorphins, and it stimulates our neurochemistry for the positive. When we see and feel a color that gives us pleasure and joy, we subconsciously actively do it. So if it's the most important task that you want to get done, it will agitate you and stimulate you to do them. The brain likes to categorize things. It works on patterns. So if you're consistently doing this each day, you're actually removing a lot of that stress and that cognitive load from switching gears. Another thing is giving yourself a certain amount of time to do a task. And the old-fashioned way is a Pomodoro timer. You can get these other little fancy timers now. There's even apps where you say, I'm going to work on this for 60 minutes uninterrupted. So you actually set a timer. So you make yourself accountable. And the last one I wanted to suggest is those of you that have a smartwatch, especially with an Apple Watch, you get the alert that drives most of us nuts, me included, Oh, it's time to stand. Oh, it's time to breathe. And that is there for a reason. It's not there just because it's a cool feature, but it's also there because our brain optimizes itself up to 60 minutes and then we have a fall off. So we start degrading the productivity after 60 minutes.
They put a lot of research and also the investments in those smartwatch. So next time when you see those like a alert notifying you on your smartwatch, don't just switch off. Please just standing up and go for a walk. Pause and reset, then makes you more productivity. Yeah, and this is all the really great tools, and I learned from Leanne's about how to restore the leadership capacity. Thank you so much.
Pop them in your happy backpack.
I will, definitely I will. What is about from your brain perspective to make it work, because you just also a slightly touched it in the like a previous question about happy chemicals. Are we going to be put this like into our brain perspective as well when we make things workable in our day-to-day chaos?
The chemical or the neurochemical response that we get from that success. And yes, I touched on an acronym called DOSE, or what we call the dose effect. First one is dopamine.
Yeah.
Second one is oxytocin. The third one is serotonin. And the fourth one are endorphins. So dopamine is our anticipation hormone. It is, a lot of people say, oh, that's what I feel when I'm happy. It's actually, if I'm going to achieve something, when I've almost completed my most important task, I'm just about to tick that box across the front of your screen, which gives you that dopamine kick. Then we have oxytocin, which I call the business hormone. It's very much around collaboration. It's around what works when we're partnering with someone, when we are getting a deal done, when someone has nominated us for something, we've got a contract signed, someone's accepted our quote. It's that relationship-based hormone that feels great. And that, to some people, is success. Then we have serotonin. So serotonin is essentially the happy chemical. When serotonin is produced, or we have receptors that receive serotonin, we just feel bliss. We'll feel happy. And then the endorphins, like when you're at the gym and you've achieved something and go, I feel fantastic and I'm set for the day. That's the last part of the hormone. And that dose effect is what then creates your intensity of success. But again, not everyone is the same. So I really encourage people to think about, what does my success look like? What do I want for myself or for my team or for my business? What do I want to achieve? What is my goal? What looks good for me? Once you have that set, what is it that's going to get you there? What do you need? Pull out your tools. What tools don't you have? What do you need to do? Do you need to do a course? Do you need to get in contact with someone? Do you need some work experience? Do you need to go to an event to meet certain people with certain experience? What is it that you need? Because that's then going to add to your toolkit and that will help you with your dose effect.
And I know you're actually bringing us a very little cutie pies here today.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
And of course, I really want to be shared to all the listeners. I know you are jealous, right? And then, of course, if you are one of those, you need to be connected with us. Stay tuned with us. And let's see what Leanne's bringing me, these little cutie things. So first, I can see this is an eye-catching card with a message. So, meet Neurielle.
Neurielle.
Oh, good. Okay, Neurielle. That's right. So, and who's Neurielle? Can you introduce Neurielle to us?
Yeah. Neurielle is a monster version of me. So Neurielle represents
Ian with me every day.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Yep. Wherever you go. So she's actually a neuron. We have lots of neurons in our brain, and a neuron creates neuroplasticity. She gives you courage, helps you connect with yourself and with others.
Now I've got a Neurielle with me. It's going to be sitting at my desk over there. And when I got struggles, then I definitely will look at her and make sure that I'm not going to make any rushing decision. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
Please all stay tuned, because Leanne and I is going to be having a upcoming workshop, events to deep dive more. How are we going to be utilize our best friends to help us to make the day-to-day decisions, to managing all those chaos, you definitely will want to be connected with Leanne. We will put in the link in the podcast episode, in the comment, and also you will connect with her through the LinkedIn, social media, and 100% you will see Neurielle everywhere around the Wondernet Wellness. Thank you, Leanne, for today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on WonderVoice. It's been great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's create a wonder together. Bye.